certainly appears that it's another day, another bad piece of PR for the former royals known as Harry and Meghan. And as ever, what is that story? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to have your company today. And as ever, thank you for joining me on the show. Glad you're enjoying all the content and really nice to have your company. This story, a strange story in itself, because it all really centres upon the beautiful county that is Sussex. Now, Sussex is famous for the likes of Brighton, Eastbourne, Worthing, all of those wonderful areas on the coast, but also some wonderful villages inside too. And it's one of those situations, isn't it, when you think about Sussex and places like that, you obviously now think of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. It's just the way that it's branded. Now, of course, when they were sort of first going around their tour to introduce Meghan to the UK, Harry took her down there to Sussex. Very successful visit it was too. Apparently she loved it, as he does. And they were hoping for great things. Of course, their titles were then later bestowed on them when they had their wedding. But more importantly, of course, they thought, well, this is a great association. Then they decided to quit the British monarchy, and that's when things have gone a little bit wrong. Let me explain. It now appears that the majority of people, and there's a big petition gaining a lot of momentum in the county of Sussex, want to have their title taken away. And when you think about it, it kind of makes sense, because what you do want is people to support the county. Now, you might say, well, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, what did they do for Cambridge? Well, they did go there on quite a number of occasions, opening various things. Their portrait recently was unveiled there in a museum. So yes, they were doing things. It's very hard, isn't it, for Harry and Meghan, because they're thousands of miles away over in California, Montecito, so they can't just pop down the road, from London and think, okay, we will support the county that we're taking the name from. And on a serious note, it does have connotations, because they clearly don't want to come back, and they're clearly not coming back in the very near future. So moving forward, could this be the push, sadly for Harry and Meghan, that is yet another thorn in their side about titles? We already know about what most people seemingly think over here in the United Kingdom. They'd like their titles stripped if they're not going to become, of course, working royals. We've seen it done before. It recently was applied to His Royal Highness the Duke of York, Prince Andrew, and that really, just proves how fast and swift it can be done. For now, of course, it's not the right time, but this really does, depend on the momentum of the people of Sussex and basically the great British public. As I've told you many times here on the show, the bottom line is this, the public really rule the roost with regards to the royal family. You have to play along with what they require, because they are the majority, and the majority, in fact, do pay for much of the British monarchy. So for Harry and Meghan to be residing over in California in these delicate times, well, delicate times can call for drastic measures. As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.